Hi everyone, it's Sue. Welcome back. I hope you're all doing really well. I'm sneaking in a video today. The house is pretty quiet, so I'm going to try and get a video done before everybody comes home. Wish me luck. So I was heavily inspired by G. Kerr. She recently did some little policy pockets, I think she called them. I've just putting my spin on those, and I'm wanting to try and organize. So I do a mystery box every month, and I keep one for myself, and I've just got so many bits and pieces everywhere. So I want to try and organize my embellishments out of the mystery boxes, my stickers, acetate stickers, vellum stickers, that type of thing, so that I've got them on my desk and handy, and I can just grab them and start using them. So I was really loving what G made, and I wanted to make it so that I could fit it in this container. So this is just a Kmart container from the laundry section, I think it was, and these fit in here perfectly. So my intention is to fill this up, and then I will, so this is one I've just made just to make sure it'll fit in here, and then I'll put either, you know, what it is there, or a sample. So if, say, I'm using a label, vellum label or something, I can put labels there and then just flick through and know what's in there. I hope that makes sense. These are so quick, so easy to make. You could make them as simple as you like. You could get really detailed with them. As I said, I'm putting my spin on it a little bit differently to G's, just so that it suits my storage solution. So what I've done is I've just added a bit of twine here. I've put a tab. You could put a policy ring there, and then just tie it around if you wanted to, and it just folds up like this. I'm actually using tracing paper, so it's not quite as thick as some of the vellums you can get. I don't know whether it, so this is only 60, oh no, yeah, 60 GSM, but it's strong enough to hold, you know, like it's, basically when I put things in there, I'm going to tip them out like this and rifle through them. So let's get in and make it. And basically I'm going to add this to my 12-inch paper series, and we're going to use up a whole 12-inch sheet, and we will get 4 of these pockets out of one 12-inch sheet. Now you could go full on, and you could stencil all in here so that that's not white. That doesn't concern me because it's basically a storage solution for me. And my thought too is these would be so fun for Happy Mail. Aren't they gorgeous? You could just put some bits and pieces in there, and that would just go as a letter size, so it wouldn't cost a lot of money to post. All right, I'm going to get into it and show you how to make them. Pretty self-explanatory, but we do have, well, I have a lot of new people on my channel, so welcome and thank you for joining me. And quite a few of you are beginners, so this might be something that you can do to start getting some of your stash organized. All right, so you just need one 12-inch sheet of paper. I'm just going to choose one, doesn't really matter. I'm trying to use up my 12-inch papers again, or still, I should say. So I'm just grabbing this, and I'm going to trim off the advertising strip there. And what you want to do now, just be aware if it's a directional piece, because you're going to fold your flap over. So this is pretty plain, so is this, so it's not going to matter which way I fold it. And the tab I've just done out of the same paper range, and just cut something that matches. Once again, it doesn't matter, whatever suits your aesthetic in your creative space. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this 12-inch sheet down to, just need to make sure it is 12, yes, because some of them aren't quite 12, or they're just over 12. I'm going to cut it down to 6 by 6. I'll have 4 pieces that are 6 by 6. Okay, so we have 4 pieces 6 by 6. My sheet of paper doesn't matter which way it goes. I'll probably end up having this as a flap, just so it's got a little bit of color. Same with that as the flap, maybe that as the flap, and that as the flap. It doesn't really matter at all. So you can see they're a little bit off as well, and that's okay. So what you need to do now is either fold or score. You can easily just use a ruler if you don't have a scoreboard. I'm just going to use my scoreboard, and I'm just going to, so this is the flap that I want to fold down. So I'm just going to tip it, and I'm going to score each sheet at 2 inches. Okay, so they're all scored at 2 inches. Now you can leave these hard edges if you want to. I'm just going to round the corners of the top, so I'm not going to worry about the bottom pieces. I'm sorry about the noise in the background as well. It's the blind banging against the door. It's been really hot here lately, and then today it's really quite cool and breezy. Now James is going to put it up. All right, so they're all rounded, so we can do this as a production line. Now we're just going to fold that down. Now on mine, I have actually sewn, just because I like the sewing look. You don't have to sew either. I will be sewing mine though. So I'm just folding them all down, and then I'll give them a good burnish. I love this idea, so thank you, G, for making these. So easy to make, and you could make a heap at one time. Now I'm just putting as I said, a piece of tracing paper. This is just 60 GSM. It's A4. I've got some here that I've already cut into, and because this is 6 inches, I'm going to cut it 7 inches wide by 3 inches, I think. Yes, so 7 inches wide by 3 inches in height. Okay, so I've cut several pieces there. So they're 7 inches wide, so they're wider than the actual pocket, and they're 3 inches high or deep. So just enough room to sort of let the whatever you have in there, embellishments, fall out, or you can get your hand in there easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to score at 1/2 inch, and then 6.5 inches. Yes, that's right. So scoring at 1/2 inch and 6.5 inches. So I've scored all those at half an inch and 6.5 inches. So this is going to constitute our pocket. So I'm just going to fold those over and just give them a good burnish. Okay, all of those are scored, and then I'm going to just cut on an angle to each corner just to take away that bulk. So I'll do all that, and then I'm going to go and ink around these and sew these pockets on here. Now what I'll do is I'll add a little bit of art glitter glue, and then so just on these little pieces here, down the bottom and along here, and I'll stick them down just to, I'm not putting much glue on there, just to hold them in place, and then I'll go around and sew them. So I'll head off and do all that, and then we'll come back. Then I'll come back and show you. All right, so I have sewn all those down and inked around them. I think they're so cute. And I'm just going to use this scrap of paper here, and I'm going to punch out. So I ended up doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I had one left from the sheet before. And I'm just doing them all the same. I'll be doing more, and I'll change the colors up a little bit. Now I'm just going to ink around those tabs and I'm just going to glue them down. You could, I think I said before, you could do like a policy closure with a brad or something like that, and then just tie it off. I just wanted to do something a little bit different, and I don't use my tab punch nearly as much as I probably could, so I thought I may as well, just for something different, use that. So I'm going to ink around these, and then I'm going to just eyeball it, and I'm going to glue one to the center of each of the envelopes. So I've added those tabs onto the front of those little pouches, and I'm just going to put just a small hole, just trying to work out so 1/8 of an inch, and I'm just going to put an eyelet in there, and then I'm going to tie it off just with the same color twine. So just a creamy color twine, and I'm just eyeballing these as well. You can be much more precise if you want to. But these just come together so quickly, and you could really dress them up if you wanted to send them as Happy Mail. Now I've got some little eyelets here somewhere. So I'm just going to cancel these. All right, so I'm just using this creamy colored neutral twine. So what I like to do is I'm just going to tie it off in a little bow like this one, and so I just add it through the hole, and I leave one length here, so I just tie that off in a double knot, just so that it's secure like that. And then I just wrap it around a couple of times, and then I want to have a little bit of excess twine here so that I can tie a bow. And just tie it off like this. So probably could have allowed myself a little bit more twine there, but that's okay. Okay, and then just trim that off. Now I'll probably go back and make that a little bit longer, but you get the idea. So we'll just do another one. So I'm just threading it through. It's always better to allow yourself extra than not enough. So just tie that off in a double knot. Or thumbs now. All right, these are all done. I absolutely love them. They are so cute, and you could just decorate them. You could really go overboard. Definitely, if I make some for Happy Mail, I'll decorate them and what have you, but I think they look really great. So let's pop something in one of them just so that you can see, because the vellum, I mean, you could use acetate. I think G used acetate, but just, you know, as a Happy Mail, or just, I'm going to use mine for storage. So just have some of these stickers and things to hand, and then the excess I'll have, if there's any excess, I'll have them in a container, and then as I use these, I can then just replenish them. So look at that, how gorgeous does that look? And then you just tie them off. At least when they're tied off, they're sitting in the container and they're not going to fall out anywhere. you could even just use this tab or something and just a Velcro dot. Oh, there's so many ways of closing it. And then I had another idea. Once I get these all sorted, I could even put a tab on the top, and then I could put, with my label maker, I could put on there what's in there. So botanical stickers or something like that. That's just an idea. But I think once we get all these in here and get bits and pieces in them, you're going to be able to see them clearly. So when you're flipping through, you can see what's in there very clearly. Once again, you could even just put what's in there, on the top right or top left, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to fill my container up with lots of little bits and pieces so that I actually use my stuff. That's what I'm finding. If I've got it on my desk and I can see it, I'll use it. So let me know in the comments what you think and whether you like this idea. Once again, I'll put G's details down below as well, so you can go and see her version. Mine's a very simplistic version compared to hers. Hers is amazing, but I just wanted a storage solution for some of my stickers and that I'm not finding that I'm not using because I can't see them. All right, I'm going to go and make a heap more, and that's, you get 4 of these out of one 12-inch sheet, so it's pretty good. And a little bit of vellum or acetate. If you don't have vellum or acetate, you can just use scrap strips of coffee dyed card paper, scrapbooking paper, anything like that. I just like the idea that you can see through them. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you're all keeping really well. And until next time, I hope you get a little bit of creative time in. See you soon. Bye-bye.